Yo guys, I've got a spark which I'm going to use to ignite the fire for a brand new episode of the Skylanders Imaginators Soul Seekers series here on the channel. We are going to be popping up on this bounce pad to continue with the rest of the Enchanted Elven Forest level which we started in the previous episode. And then if we are successful at this within the time limit, then we will, I don't know, I guess do something for the rest of the episode. I've not yet planned ahead, so we'll kind of just roll punches and see where we're at the end of this level. But the good news is that we have now collected the second treasure chest, so we are merely but one treasure chest away from that glorious 100% completion as we take a magnificent Sulphie, a foot Sulphie. We saw the undertow of Boomboom's feet right there, and I must say I am now very satisfied. I wasn't satisfied before, but that has satisfied me. My need for feet has been met. Not gross at all. But that being said, the fire element has popped up, but we currently don't have any characters corresponding to fire element, so that means we get to stick for even longer as Boom Boom, and I'm okay with that because she has already proven how overpowered she is. So let's continue going up these trampolines. We're just going to follow the coins and hope that they lead us to where it is we're trying to go. They do not. I need to find the counterweight. Oh, do I? Do I need to find the counterweight? No, I do not, because the door just opened for us. It's not like the first time we came through here where we needed, obviously, the counterweight being dropped. That's great, Stealth Up. I also like how you've called her Master Cammy Flurge. It's a very funny putting that one, but regardless, water has popped up, so it's time for our water brawler to take center stage as the game froze for no good reason right now. But then again, you know, a game's got to occasionally drop frames, otherwise you're clearly not playing a video game. Then again, films drop frames as well. Films like Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, where they purposefully drop frames, not only to make the animator's job easier, because then they have to animate less frames, but also it means that you have more of like a comic book style to the way the animation plays out, the movement and its fluidity. It in other words looks gorgeous and gives the film a very unique style, and now more films have followed in the wake of that style. Animated films are becoming very visually distinctive and stylized from one another. The new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, for example, that looks really unique with its animation style, as does Mitchell's vs. Machines with its own animation style. Even Disney's Wish has kind of like a cel-shaded emphasis to its colour palette. It's a lot more sharp and contrasting. It's more stylized than other Disney animated films, but it still does have that traditional animation style to it that is seen throughout the whole of Disney's entire 3D CG catalogue. I'm looking forward to Wish Day because finally Disney is going back to traditional villains. I have hope that Wish can be a step up from what Disney have been making recently when it comes to their animated films. Not that all of Disney's animated films have been bad, Encanto was fantastic, but the rest are a very mixed bag to say the least. And there is another grind challenge having been completed. That is what you call absolute awesomeness incarnate. But speaking of awesomeness incarnate, it's time for some more of the boom, booming and blooming, baby. I suppose that's not her catchphrase. Imagine how good a catchphrase like that would be with all of the alliteration and everything. It would make her catchphrase very memorable, that's for sure. Booming and blooming, baby. I mean, just say that out loud. Do yourself a favour, say that out loud. You can thank me later, it's so satisfying to say. Also, I sincerely hope that someone walked in on you as you were saying booming and blooming, baby, because that, out of context, would be a very hilarious thing for someone to walk into, and your embarrassment brings me entertainment. So, let's get all of these guys united eventually. I'm not doing this remotely correct now, am I? There you go, that's more like it. Now that's been sorted, let's complete the puzzle without further ado. Now this area doesn't actually have anything significant in it besides that level up orb, which isn't even going to level us up. The level up orb failed to live up to its one and only purpose. It had one job and it failed it miserably. Let's say, like the Griffin Park Observatory, that's a very easy area to miss because there's no collectible really reminding you of its existence. It just kind of exists and you need to access it without really any incentive to remind you that it's there. Plus, on the objective counter, it's easy to miss it because you don't get a collectibles tick from accessing the area. In other words, it's the exact same problem as the Griffin Park Observatory has. Without further ado, let's push that into place and let's not remind ourselves of the terribleness of Griffin Park Observatory, and let's instead just continue with the rest of this level, aka a good level. But then again, you compare to any level, literally any level, to Griffin Park Observatory, and it makes that level that you're playing infinitely better by comparison, unless your name is the Magic Realm. In that case, then the Magic Realm can go suck it. Ow, that was painful, and I also missed one of the thingamabobs. So we are going to fail this challenge on purpose. Okay, let's do it, but this time with a little less failure. I believe it was on the right side, so let us go ahead and jump over there. Sweet. Right side again, in the middle. These I'm going to have to base it on... I was about to say Raw Instincts, and then I missed the left-hand side. I must admit that this it clearly isn't the most memorable grind section for me, but I'm not seeing a place in which I can fail this section, so we might have to just deal with this challenge being a failure. Oh, never mind. There you go. Let's at least fail it in a manner that doesn't have damage dealt to us, because we don't want to risk Boom Bloom being defeated in battle, because if a Skylander is defeated in battle, their class is dead and cannot be used again. We do not need another Sunburn situation where we unlock him and then he dies. That would be rather inconvenient. Him dying the moment we unlock him. That happening for Boom Bloom as well. What was also inconvenient is that I made the exact same mistake and would have failed to go to the left-hand side in time. But luckily we can hopefully remember that for next time. Conduct this challenge with a little less failure along the way. Okay, here we go. It's as they say, third time is the charm. You know this has got to be a successful run, given that the game just froze in raw intimidation of my absolute awesomeness. That is a sign of what's to come. And that time I missed the one on the right-hand side because I was too busy getting left for the ready for the left-hand side, I should say. Never mind, I suppose fifth time is the charm. At this rate, I'm going to go through this grind section a dozen times at this rate. By the way, it's the right side this time, then we're back in the middle. Okay, next up is going to be left. Yeah, you'd think after this many attempts I would finally have this down, and so far that is looking correct. But now that I've said that, I've probably jinxed something, so that was a very stupid thing for me to say. Why did I say that? Okay, there's our 13th one, so now we just need the 14th one, and we'll be sorted with this final grind challenge of the level. There we go, bingo, we were in fact successful, and we have a battle gong to enjoy. Die, die, die. It's our first time to complete a gong challenge with a character other than Ambush, yet still it is a life character who's tackling it. Apparently life and battle gongs just go hand in hand. Okay, you guys have all just got to get out here, man. You are being so rude right now, and I won't be having it no more. Die, 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 die. Okay, take him out, take him out, take him out, take him out. Well, he's almost out, mind you. This is what almost looks like. There you go. Now it's not that they've almost been taken out. They have, in fact, been taken out. That is fact. What is also fact is that it looks like I'm not going to be leveling up here, and that's rather inconvenient because my health is looking rather low. Luckily, though, I don't think the life element is stronger for much longer, so we'll be able to switch out and not worry about being really throughout the rest of the level. And I continue to say a sentence which I haven't yet finished, but I had to finish my sentence that was already misinformed because Boom Bloom's health has been restored due to the fact that we didn't indeed level up, unlike what I was expecting. Okay, we're here in the ordeal where tech is stronger, so it's time to switch out for our tech sorcerer without further ado. Maybe now we can get our better Sprocket leveled up and upgraded a little bit. We get her all the way up to level 6, we can start acquiring some or applying some ultimate gear to her design, and that would be convenient for the sake of buffing her up. Because if there's one thing Sprocket needs, it is buffs. Even better Sprocket needs some buffs, and that's really saying a lot. It speaks to Sprocket's overall garbageness that even when she's better, she's still garbage. A Sprocket is still a Sprocket, no matter how good that Sprocket is. Ooh, but the armor is good. Especially since that hitbox shouldn't have even hit me, because it must have hit, like, the ending pixel of my staff. It's like when Mario's toenail hits a spike and he dies in Mario Maker. Absolutely ridiculous hitbox right there. So if the game had better shielded it, it's only fair. What did I hit that button for a second time? There was no need to do that. That was rather stupid of me. Anyway, let's continue to traverse through the spikes. Try not to get hit along the way, but the keyword here is trying. My lack of success really speaks to my lack of skill at playing the video game, or my lack of skill, should I say, in pushing for be good with the video game button. Once again, I really didn't need to hit that, and yet here we are having hit it anyway. Let me hit the button! There you go, that's more like it. Now let's get out of here. Get out of here before we get spoilt. I don't want to get spoilt. Okay, let's hit the button, because then after we hit the button we can actually traverse backwards and get all of these diamonds, and I want the diamonds because those diamonds can be used for upgrades. Ow. It's not convenient when I get hit, however. Okay, so now that we have those diamonds, let's skedaddle. Here I am realising that at the end of the corridor, those buttons were designed so that we could go back and get the diamonds from those respective corridors, but instead we only did that for the final ending corridor. But at least for the final ending corridor, there was still plenty of treasure to go around. Ooh, lightning, don't mind if we do, because if there's anything that really speaks to a tech element, it is lightning abilities. But then again, Chain Reaction has lightning abilities. In this game, his soul gem is even referred to as the Lightning God. Kind of like a reference to Lightning Rod, Yiskan. So yeah, lightning, I suppose, lightning, electric, tech. I mean, technology does run on electricity, for Pete's sake, so I suppose the lightning is indeed an appropriate attack for a tech elemental-based character, for a tech champion, as the first game puts it. But now with that edit out of the way, let's hit this grinding rail without further ado, and hope that I haven't missed anything or left anything behind, because that would be tragic. Then again, I'm not sure if we need to play through this level a second time anyway, because I haven't even checked if there is such a thing as time-based objectives in this level. I know that I've gathered all the collectibles, and I found all the areas. At least I hope I found all the areas. So the question is whether or not there is an all areas or a speed objective even. We know there's an all areas found. Every level in the game has all areas found, but only certain levels have speed objectives, whilst others do not. It almost feels as though they chose at random which levels to have speedrun objectives. Okay, so we're back with Grandmaster Camouflage again, a very hilarious pun that. And she has gone crazy. So crazy, in fact, that she's not going to let us press the best button in the video game, the skip button. This is completely unskippable, and worse yet, unnecessary, the deepest, most unnecessary deeps do. Oh great, thanks for that camouflage. Now we got more things that we got to clean up, more messes, so to say.
Must have been talking to my toaster then. Oh well, nothing we can
Well, it seems as though Camouflage is one of those type of characters, one of those characters who speaks to their toasters. You know the kind, one of those.
Hey, we made it.
Anyway, water did pop up earlier, which technically means I should have switched out for the water elemental brawler that we've created already. And water element is still active, so it's time without further ado for the water brawler. As we, you know, we're going to hit this and start shooting that thing right there. Shoot it! Shoot it some more! Anyway, it would appear that the water brawler has a lot more treasure than I had anticipated, so some upgrades are definitely in its future. Yeah, thanks for that, Grandmaster Camouflage. Without further ado, let's check out our powers. We have this Wave Punch right here, as well as an Ice Block. Oh, we got to not only equip the Piranha Pets, but we have to upgrade it, because for Pete's sake, they're piranhas. You don't get much better than that. Then we have a Dash and Uppercut, a Wave Fist, a Knockout Clap, and a Megaton Punch. We definitely want the Megaton Punch, absolutely. And then we've also obviously unlocked the Soldier ability. We are yet to purchase it, however, because Imaginators need a shit ton of gold to upgrade all of their abilities. They need 700 per primary, which they have 2 different iterations of, so that's 1400. Then they need another 6,000 for all of the 4 different secondary abilities, which are 1,500 a pop. Then there's 4 secret techniques for special attacks, in other words. All of those cost 2,000 each, so that's another 8,000. And then there's the soldier ability at 4,000. That adds up to quite the lump sum, which you can now see on screen before you, rather than me doing the math in my head right now and probably getting it wrong. Now die! Die, you stupid vines! Die! Thank you. Okay, 1 more to go. And that is more like it. We extinguished the fire. We didn't start the fire either. It's very abundantly clear that Camouflage was the one who started the fire. So we didn't start the fire is a very appropriate thing to say, because we, in fact, did not start the fire. Anyway, I am taking damage to the fire right now, and that is very inconvenient, so I should probably stop doing that. Taking damage, I mean. Yes, definitely stop doing that. Now take my piranhas to the face! I love my piranhas a whole lot. How can you not love piranhas, right? Piranhas are just livable by default. Let's get him! Get him! There you go. Bingo. Now let's continue extinguishing these fires. Even though it feels very inappropriate to be extinguishing the fires, because that just sounds wrong. For the channel known as Ignite the Fire, extinguishing fires just sounds incredibly wrong on every conceivable level. But I'm afraid that the game doesn't want me to ignite the fire. Instead, it wants me to extinguish it. It's rather tragic, actually. I'd way rather ignite the fire. That would be appropriate for the channel now, wouldn't it? Obviously, I do not condone arson. Do not go around setting fires, people. It is not cool to commit crimes. May that be a statement which you won't hear anywhere else. You know, life-changing advice, that one. You're welcome. I know you definitely weren't going to hear that from anyone else, so I figured that I might as well bring that up. Okay, Angry Mutant Tree, the most originally named boss fight of the entire game. I mean, I want to speak. My Water Brawler is called Water Brawler, so clearly the originality on screen right now isn't anything to write home about. Oh wait, here comes Tree! Look out! For Tree! Oh, sorry, I mean Angry Mutant Tree. Now let's kill Angry Mutant Tree. There you go, we're getting him out of here! Now where's some more people that I can use my Megaton Punch? I mean, it's not quite the Falcon Punch, but it will have to do. Let's see if it's as much fun to say Falcon Punch! Okay, yes, it's just as fun to say. Here we go, let's take him out, and now we've got to look out for the tree once again. Let's not get hit by the tree. A tree falling on top of you would very much hurt. It would hurt a lot. Okay, here we go, let's take him out. There we go. Who would have known? Who would have known that punching a tree is also quite painful for the tree itself? You know, I'm sure for the Water Brawler's fist it is also painful. I mean, at the end of the day, Tigress even punched trees in order to toughen herself up, make her skin so indestructible, so to say. I just had to reference Kung Fu Panda 2, I couldn't help myself. It is one of the greatest sequels of all time, for Pete's sake. And again, I'm bringing Pete into this. This poor miner from the Earth Sensei round. Why does he keep getting brought up in this manner, in this derogatory manner? For Pete's sake, I gotta stop using Pete and his sake, for Pete's sake. There we go, let's continue to live the Angry Mutant Tree. Okay, more enemies. That's just great. Love that. More enemies. Give me more enemies, why don't you? Actually, do give me more enemies, because then that would mean more experience for my Water Brawler, which is exactly what he needs. A level up would be quite nice right around now, not gonna lie, not gonna lie. Okay, sweet, we take those, and now where's that last fella, so we can Piranha Plant him up. Not Piranha Plant him up, just regular Piranha him. There's no such thing as a Piranha Plant, unless it's obviously a Pokemon, as Piranha Plant is the best Pokemon. But like Yoshi, actually. Yoshi and Piranha Plant are my 2 favourite Pokemon characters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So, let's put out the fire. We didn't start the fire, but we certainly did put out the fire, and it's a shame that we put out the fire isn't exactly a song to be speaking of.
Thank you, Skylander.
And I suppose it's not a song because it wouldn't be particularly catchy. We put out the fire. You see, even if I could sing well, that just wouldn't have been a good mix of lyrics. And sweet, we completed the level as well as leveled up, and did we acquire all 3 stars? We did indeed, which means that now we no longer have to revisit the Enchanted Elfin Forest throughout the remainder of the series. Now that is a very promising concept that I am all for, but now we have spawned back outside of the Cradle of Creation, where we still only have our 1 star, but we're going to go back and collect that final treasure chest as well as complete the speedrun objectives. We're going to do all of that after I've seeked out the soul of all of the brawlers, so that then we can access everything that Shrine has to offer during the same playthrough. Basically minimize how many times we have to replay each level along the way. As for the timer of the episode, we have about 10 or so odd minutes to go. Let's put these plants for looking at me funny, I suppose. And let's see where this fella leads us. Hopefully up Rat Kingdom, because I can't really be bothered with Rat Kingdom right about now. But luckily, this is not what Rat Kingdom looks like. Instead, we have Blobbers, who we aren't even going to speak with because he has nothing but unnecessary deep stew to be speaking to us. And you already know my opinions on unnecessary deep stew. Okay, so there's more rats back here. Let us, first things first, grab that book. We gotta grab these books and return them to Hugo at some point. So now we've got to make our way all the way back around again. In fact, actually, rather than making our way all the way back around, whilst we're in this section, we might as well tackle the undead round for the 2nd time. And then after we've replayed this for the 2nd time, we will be at a good point of which to conclude the episode. And we can actually play through the level this time around with the might of Wolfgang, once this unskippable cutscene is out of the way. That's the only one utmost tedious thing of this level, the amount of times we have to watch this unskippable cutscene every single time we return to the Dungeon of a Dozen Dangers. Yes, Callie, we know all of this already. Why are you presenting me with this unnecessary and worse yet, unskippable cutscene? It's the worst possible combination of things, the unnecessary deep stew and the lack of a skip button. But that being said, I was alluding to utilising Wolfgang earlier, so it is time for him to be placed upon the portal for the very first time in this entire series. Now, I need to be quick, I need to collect treasure chests, and I need to defeat as many enemies as possible. But if anyone is capable of doing that everywhere, everything, all at once, it is Wolfgang. If anyone is capable of that, it is this character you see before you. If Wolfgang can't do it, then no one can.
Like I said, the dungeon is always changing.
Yeah, thanks for that, Callie. Thanks for that very useful insight. Okay, we got to find the arena, but first things first, I got to defeat these fools. Boom! Take him out with the might of that there power. Oh, I suppose that guy's just going to kill himself as well. Couldn't blame him. If I was going against Wolfgang, I would also want to kill myself because he is terrifying. Okay, there you go. Let's take out all of these fellas back here. Let's see what's back there. Oh, enemies. That's a good start. We need more of those. The more of those there are to defeat, the better. They will pop up here, see what we can find. Well, there's enemies for starters, and that's always a good start when it comes to being successful at completing these objectives, mind you. Wow, that, my friends, was a crap ton of treasure. Wow, don't mind if we do. Oh, that gloriousness right there. Give me sweet, glorious treasure. At least with Wolfgang, the treasure isn't going to waste, as he isn't yet maxed out, unlike Ambush and Flarewolf, I believe. When we seek out his soul, it's also going to prove a problem whenever he collects any treasure, because said treasure is going to go to waste, given that I believe he's maxed out already. Anyway, there's the treasure chest we were looking for. There's even a Imaginator chest behind this here section, so let's take out the rest of these chompies, first things first after all. And let's grab the pretzel, complete the puzzle. Where there's going to be more enemies as well as an Imaginator chest. That's kind of like a 2-for-1 type dealio. Looks like we've got to make it for Hammer first, because then that's going to give us the water in order to put out the fires. But we got to make our way around for fire. There you go. Okay, let's attempt to put that out. Or, we could just run into the hammer a second time. I suppose that is also a possibility. I am not making a good job with this level, am I? Or this puzzle, I should say, specifically. There we go, okay. Boom! They've been dealt with. Now we just got to unite all these fellas. A task that is very clearly easier said than done. Never mind, because I did it. Yay me. Okay, now I just got to figure out how it is we are getting through this final blocky head thingamabob. Which is not the way in which I just attempted to do it. There you go, now we've got there. Bingo! You can consider that complete at long last. I understand it took me a while to get there, but what matters is that in the end we got there all the same. Okay, sweet, that's not too bad, that chest without further ado. Grab the common gear whilst we're at it. This time we've got to make sure we have like at least 80 or so enemies defeated before heading into the arena. Okay, push those all into the correct place, which is what I'm attempting to do, but miserably failing in the process. Okay, sweet, that's pretty much all we need, so let's pop back over here. There's a pretzel, don't mind if we do. I said don't mind if we do, but apparently the hitboxes for pretzels aren't quite as generous as the hitboxes of the enemy attacks that the game seems to give to the enemies for no good reason whatsoever. Like, seriously, how is it that an enemy can attack me when I'm on the complete opposite side of the screen, and when it comes to a pretzel, I need to be, like, effectively right on top of it? Why can't food have as generous hitboxes? I'm clearly asking too much. Okay, cool, you're dead, and as for our level objectives... We've only defeated 47 enemies. That is not nearly close enough to tackle the arena. At this rate, we're definitely going to fail the speedrun objective, but I could care less about the speedrun objective so long as we get enough enemies have been defeated along the way. That's pretty much the objective I care about most at this point in time. And luckily for me, there's enemies back here to defeat. Sweet. This is what we needed. Haha, sucker. There's also more treasure back here, because apparently having received 5,000 treasure already is not enough for Wolfgang. He needs more of it, as the game continues to freeze once more. It terrifies me every single time it freezes, because I fear it's about to crash, and I really don't want the game to crash mid-recording. That would be, as they say, inconvenient. Extremely inconvenient. I would even dare go as far to say, oh, but it is convenient I was able to absolutely yeet every single one of those enemies off the stage right there. Very convenient indeed. We take those. Okay, where are more of these enemy fools? Okay, sweet, we got all of them. And we got all of them too. So now how are we looking on our objectives? We are up to 77, so we're just going to have to hope that there's at least 13 enemies in the arena, I suppose. Go on then, level, you know you can do it. Give me 13 enemies. Unlucky 13. I suppose that now that it's unlucky 13, that's going to be what curses me in the end. But that's 2 already, so we just need about 10 more. Stop giving me all the chomp enemies, give me more chompies. Okay, here we go, some skull punks too, for good measure apparently. Ow. That was a lot of pain. Actually, no, it wasn't, because I'm still alive, am I not? So clearly it wasn't that much pain. I know, right, Flynn, that was great. The only problem is that I'm not confident that was actually 13 enemies. No, in my luck, it was 12 enemies exactly, and I'm going to be 1 short of the enemy goal objective. If that happens, then I think I might just take my disc out of my console and snap it in 2. It's not like it would be a big loss, because my Imaginator's disc is American. For some reason, I was sold on the UK eBay site, I was sold an American copy of Skylanders Imaginators on the PlayStation 4. Luckily for me, PlayStation 5s aren't region locked, at least not for games it isn't. It's region locked for media, so if I bought an American Blu-ray, then it wouldn't be able to be played via the PlayStation 5, but at least American games still work just fine, and it's the same for Series X. I believe it's the same for the Switch as well. The Wii U was region locked, but then Nintendo removed it for the Switch, I believe. Anyway, that being said, we have a soldier head, and now it is time to discover whether or not we were successful on the enemy goal. We were successful in the collections, at least that made this level playthrough worth it. In fact, we were both successful in defeating enemies, as well as completing the speedrun objective. We were successful by a measly 3 seconds. That is incredible. That is already the peak of what the series has to offer. I don't think there's any point in recording the series any further past this point, because we've clearly hit the peak already. It's nothing but downhill from here. So that is going to be one hell of a highlight to end off the episode with. And we're going to do one even better than that, because we're going to check out this vault and see what goodies lie in wait. Man, this is how you end up an episode right here. This episode might as well be called the tutorial of how to end up an episode in an epic, insane manner. Because completing an objective by 3 seconds, that is indeed what you call epic. In fact, it is ultimate, as that is the rarest form of Imaginite you can find in this game. We've even completed the Thorn set. Man, this conclusion to the episode just keeps getting better and better and better. We have some new effects. The machine effect, well, that's going to be appropriate for our water brawler. In fact, as is the underwater effect, we can really have a combination now of like underwater and robot type mechanics. We can have effectively a half water, half tech brawler. Not that you can have dual elements in this game. Closest you can have to dual elements is making a swap force combination. Like, for example, a tech water combination in swap force would be Magna Buckler. I'm still surprised that Magna Charge wasn't put in the swap force starter pack, because Magna Charge would have been so much better from the starter pack than Blast Zone. And yet, the developers thought it was a good idea to give us Blast Zone instead. Anyway, we have a Kaos one of all things. Moving along, we have a common piece. Ugh! Boring. A stud punch? How boring. Ugh. Then another common piece. We have some new legs. Hydraulic legs. Ooh! And then there's a gift from Wolfgang. We have ourselves some new legs. The Wolfgang legs. An interesting one, that. Who knows if they'll come in handy or not. We'll see when we get to the latter parts of this series, when I have enough Imaginite parts collected to where I can just really start being more imaginative with my Imaginators. We have some new shoulder guards for nutty shoulder armor. That is nutty and hilarious. So this final common piece, the final piece of the episode, is unfortunately going to be quite anticlimactic, because we have stone legs of all things. I cannot in good conscience end off this video without first thanking all of my incredible channel members whose continued support help make these videos possible. Without them, these videos would be near impossible to make, so from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate every last one of them. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, there are plenty of options on screen now to explore, and please consider subscribing to keep up to date with all my content. On that note, this video is coming to an end, so thank you so much as always for watching. Until the next video arises, peace!